Key point 1. The carriers of the love virus. What is your Mount Everest? For most, it's having headaches whenever we think about making friends in adulthood. In fact, any connections for that matter. When did it become so difficult to build new relationships? Children do it all the time. If you're here, chances are you're searching for the same answer. Well, we started digging and might have found something you'd be interested in. But you must promise you won't sigh with frustration. The answer is you. Yes, we know, it sounds like we're the therapist from Fleabag. But hey, it was Fiona Shaw, so no offense taken. On a serious note, how are you supposed to reach others if you haven't built a sturdy bridge with yourself? Seeing a human being in yourself helps you see them in others. Maybe this is love. However, people can't survive alone, meaning there are bonding skills in all of us. You can't run away from others, and this is good news. But most importantly, you can't run away from yourself. So, take a deep breath and rediscover the way to your heart so you can find a way to others. Key point 2. What love does in the shadows. If you wonder where to search for love these days, try looking in a dark corner. And what you're about to see is likely to surprise you. Turn on a flashlight to understand the essence of love. Notice self-love at the core of romance. Learn organic ways to express love. It wouldn't be an understatement to say we no longer know how to love. Dating apps have programmed new algorithms for dating that are slowly dying out as people pine for real connections, as it used to be. However, it would be incomplete to ignore the mistakes of pre-online connections. And the first one we're about to address is, what is love actually? Love is not synonymous with romance. However, it is the same as acceptance. In essence, love is a massive container for many interconnected feelings, like understanding, deep respect, compassion, and principally, trust. Mutual understanding and reverence are fundamental for a mature romance. Your partner is an adult with opinions and aspirations that build their personality. You may not agree with everything they believe in, as long as it's not critical to your relationship, but respecting their right to a position means accepting them for what they give to the world. In other words, you acknowledge them outside the frame of your relationship. It also means that no matter how hard you try to appreciate your partner, you can't pour it out of an empty amphora. Yes, amphora, because your heart is not a simple bottle. You feel embarrassed when asked to validate yourself as a precious vessel with delicious liquor, don't you? And while everybody knows you're not supposed to mix drinks, why not become expensive wine? Self-love has gained considerable attention in the last decade and is a must-do today. Furthermore, it opens you to 3 kinds of intimacy: physical, emotional, spiritual. Empty sex is a brilliant example of imbalance in this triad. You don't enjoy it, and it becomes a mechanical act. To add to this example, saying no can protect your physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. To paraphrase, it is another self-love act. Do you see what we're pushing here? Everything starts with saying, "I love you" to the mirror. Try it now. Key point 3. Teach me how to love again. Dating apps have distorted our vision of dating and relationships, as well as love itself. Used to weeding out red flags, we no longer feel safe to fall in love. Eventually, all we do is swipe left and right at night from the safety of our beds. Look around. We're all afraid of each other. As you can see, the case is nearly fatal and calls for emergency help like opening up, physical contact, and most importantly, breathing. Starting a relationship is undoubtedly a risk, but is it a risk worth taking? Absolutely. Like the pigeon woman from Home Alone 2, we must learn to open our hearts to the danger of falling in love, or else they will go to waste. You already know the importance of self-love. Now it's time to spill that love on someone else. What makes a romantic partnership? Here's a few basics. Sharing and respecting each other's aspirations. Understanding the other person's hurdles. Avoiding a conflict where possible. Listening patiently. You don't have to understand your partner's work or passion fully, but you must try the waters a little more each day. Remember, your partner is a sum of everything they say and do. It is confusing if you love only certain parts of them. It is not true love. Another thing to be ready for is frustration. By dating someone long enough, you upgrade your partner duties to consolation and deep listening. You agree to take part of their suffering and digest it with your mental strength. And when we said long-term dating includes taking the person with their reds and blues, we were hinting at potential disagreements. Conflicts are normal as long as both parties solve them in a mature way. One method is by breathing consciously. By taking deep breaths, you call your mindfulness to root in the present moment and stop yourself from saying or doing the wrong emotional things. And don't forget about the good times. Giving love is, first and foremost, giving joy and calm. Attention is the best resource you can offer your partner, whether quality time or a thoughtful present. A lover is a healer. Their medicine is attention and care. To love someone is to reduce their suffering. Key point 4. Hey, come out to play. Finding a significant other starts with recovering the meaning within us. You can try multiple ways to restore inner peace. Reconcile with yourself. Meditate. Improve your goodwill. Open yourself to others. First, you must mend holes in yourself to heal a relationship with someone. Apology is universal in these situations. Try forgiving yourself for self-sabotage or hatred. It won't be easy because we're more eager to delve into the negatives, but when you finally let yourself forgive and accept your human imperfections, you become closer to other people. You can't be honest with someone if you deceive yourself. Insincerity will become a habit. You might roll your eyes at how much everyone talks about meditation, but look at the other side of the coin. It must be effective if people persist. Meditation aims to help you discover and accept yourself with all the bad and good within you. When you reach a state of natural observation, your negative thoughts and feelings will pass through your consciousness safely for your self-regard. Instead, you notice any anxiety or fear and examine how they contribute to your unhappiness. Before you realize it, you'll stop projecting negativity and emotional suffering and start emanating joy and contentment. Practicing loving-kindness meditation is like digging deep into the ground until we reach the purest water. Thich Nhat Hanh. After you find peace with yourself, it's time to do so with others. We all have someone we hurt or have been hurt ourselves. We often ignore the strain these knotty connections have on our psychology. So, when you pluck up the courage and clear the misunderstandings, you will immediately feel relief. Mistakes are unavoidable in relationships. However, it doesn't exclude your responsibility to improve your goodwill. Sometimes, your good intentions may create discomfort for the other person, but emotional intelligence is critical to ensure your help is relevant and useful. Of course, opening yourself to others is a part of emotional intelligence. Express yourself clearly, don't be ashamed of your needs, but listen to those around you. All in all, being aware of your emotions will help you build genuine connections. Did you know? In Vietnam, people call their significant others their homes. Key point 5. Nourish your flower bed. We've already scratched the surface of better mutual interaction, so now it's time to delve deeper. Becoming a better friend and a partner includes understanding the other's nature, preventing possessiveness, releasing expectations, prioritizing friendships. Everyone has a unique climate of needs, preferences, and experiences. You already know about the relevance of your good intentions. These notions are mutually supportive. Also, you might have accidentally worsened the situation by trying to give unnecessary advice. Understanding such nuances about your close people is what we call knowing their nature. Indeed, not everyone will appreciate your dedication and may take it for granted. Your self-love and self-respect must take the lead in such situations. You are a sensitive flower like everyone else. Exchange your water with those who strive to flourish. Another reason you shouldn't lose yourself in others is possessiveness. People come and go. It is natural and even favorable. We all want to achieve significant heights, and if this demands letting go of certain places or people, we must do so to fly. Being a good friend or partner means supporting their goals and allowing them to do the same for you. However, it doesn't mean releasing forever. In most cases, it's about changing the routine. If you dare to do this, every party benefits from the change, and you're a mature friend and partner. It's understandable if you're feeling sour right now. But really, there's no need. Today, there are many ways to maintain your friendships with distance. What can harm them is prioritizing romance over long-term friends. Both commitments are important, but chances are your friends have been there longer, so cutting them loose when you start a relationship is uncaring and thoughtless. Besides, it also tells about your ability to commit. So, ensure your romantic adventure does not repress your friends and family. Enamored people are often irrational in their fantasies. It may be sweet, but if you build certain expectations around a person, whether a romantic partner or a friend, you create conditions to deserve your love. However, you're the one most likely to suffer from reality when this person decides to change their lane. So, don't feed into fantasies to later find yourself alone on the highway. Key point 6. Protect the human in you. We've talked a lot about the theory of healthy relationships. Now, it's time to discuss how to bring it into reality. There are many ways to practice harmony in your connections. The 6 essential mantras. Hugs, a lot of them. Deep listening. Material things often start with the spiritual. You must learn to listen to yourself and trust your consciousness. Mantras are short mottos to repeat as manifestations until you materialize them with improved actions. You can use the following mantras to start. I am here for you. I am happy because you are here. You're suffering, so I'm here to help. Please help, I am suffering. This is a moment of happiness. You are not entirely right. Even your mere presence and attention can suffice for another person. Many of us simply require a listening ear and tolerance to feel relieved. It is why it's also important to acknowledge someone's help. Your support team will benefit from knowing you're grateful and vice versa. Of course, such support should not taper to simple transactions. You respond to someone's distress and send the SOS signal at times of unease, like emotional or physical suffering. Your signal may reach the wrong person, but it shouldn't call for your understanding. After all, most critics are undeserved. Civilization and technology don't showcase human advancement. Community and empathy do. We have already mentioned meditation as a means of self-acceptance. But did you know hugs are meditative too? Physical embraces can stimulate mindfulness and focus, expanding awareness of the present moment and the person in your arms. In simpler terms, it helps you connect more intimately. So try being more aware next time you hug your parents, friend, or significant other. Don't underestimate hugs. Alongside physical expressions of love, there are also non-physical ones, like deep listening. Being present for someone is external evidence, but compassionate listening is internal evidence, meaning you've done your healing. To be a good listener is to control your breathing and actively focus on the other person. Finally, mindful listening keeps you from being triggered by, let's say, anger or frustration, and preserves an objective spirit. The greatest gift we can make to others is our true presence. Thich Nhat Hanh. Conclusion. Human connection is probably the most wholesome and complicated thing in the universe. Sometimes, it's more difficult to grasp than the laws of thermodynamics or high school algebra. That's why we struggle with it at all ages. However, we also make it sound more complicated than it is. You see, the connection starts within you, like incandescent light that slowly warms up to illuminate everything you do. But to develop this inner sparkle, you must work on your perception, openness, and compassion for yourself. Only self-love can produce genuine love for others. Always remember that. Try this. Regularly check on your connection. Ask yourself, are we happy with each other? Do we spend enough time together? And do I have the capacity to help them if needed? Inspect the new information and note how you can start being more compassionate with yourself.